I'm Adam Mytnik, and in this video, I would like to tell you about how ideology influences us on the example of the movie Jojo Rabbit I just seen. Well, let's begin. It seems that in third drive they had so much fun, haven't they? It's not a coincidence that Beatles music is compared to Adolf Hitler, because that's what drives us, really. The charisma of Adolf Hitler, he really was able to move the crowds. The question is, did it really make him an evil person? Well, the answer is not really. Because there are many charismatic speakers who don't have an intention to kill millions, right? In the state of propaganda, like the Third Reich was, it meant that Adolf Hitler was in everything, in every part of real life. It means that it also fills the gap for love, for parental love, for friendships, right? We see in the movie that Adolf Hitler is not really a bad person. In the eyes of Jojo, he's more like a friend or missing father. That's why the mother of Jojo didn't really have a choice but to support Jojo in being a Nazi. Her weapon to fight with the Nazism was love.
You'll know when it happens. You'll feel it. It's a pain.
My ass, I bet.
In your tummy. Like you're full of butterflies.
Yuck.
Yeah, yuck. Come on, Schindler. Let's get the move on.
Hey!
What's wrong with you? I'm worried about you, man. Are you drunk? Again? Come on. Oh, God.
Could you please undo them?
You're really getting fat.
I'm not...
You know what? Why don't I just leave you here?
Another question is, why Adolf was so upset about it? Because that's the only weapon to fight him, really.
Serpent's tongue.
Scales!
Yeah, scales. Because once upon a time, a Jewish man mated with a fish. We Aryans are 1,000 times more civilized and advanced than any other race. Now get your things together, kids. It's time to burn some books!
Okay, and that another video leads us to another dimension of the Nazi regime, but, well, I believe that it applies to every other ideology. That dimension is putting over loyalty to the ideology over merit of the person. It means that people without moral compass or even dumb, they may be promoted only because they are fanatics. And it opened doors to so many disturbances. Danger.
Can you kill?
Of course. I love killing.
Good. Come here. Don't be scared. Come on. Good. Kill it.
Well, because people like that, they will use all possible tools to crush the resistance. Even the tools that are supposed to be good, are supposed to make us compassionate, as we see in the movie. It's about peer pressure, it's about making our friends to stand against us. It's something awful, isn't it? And we can feel it is wrong.
You know what I am? No? Yes. Say it. Say it! A Jew. Isn't it?
Look at us. We have some flaws, but look at, bam, they are really bad. There's another reality. It's not about us, our flaws, making our world idea better. It's about driving attention to the enemy. Something that doesn't need to be real. People weren't really against Jews. How the propaganda made people kill them. Everything starts from fear. As the Nazi propagandists realize, fear can also fuel hatred. Think about it. Nazis were not only talking about Jews as lesser humans, people, they were talking about them as a possible danger. They told Germans that they infect them with syphilis. By the way, think what it would be if some political leaders nowadays try to convince that the coronavirus is spread by some ethnic group.
I love China.
To answering the question, why is that really that effective? Because that way of thinking turns everything upside down. It's no longer we are killing people. That's us being in danger, so we are supposed to defend our family. Think about all people who weren't actually killing, they were just helping the government. Do they really being responsible?
Yuck.
Look.
What did they do?
What they could. Come on.
In the Nazi Germany, everything worked for Holocaust. And when everything and everybody is involved, it's really hard to understand the individual responsibility. It's much easier to just turn your head away and say, yuck. Without that attitude, the whole Holocaust would be impossible. I've read it in Imperial War Museum in London that the way how hierarchy has been built in the Third Reich was really on point, because that lack of responsibility felt on every stage of that hierarchy made people to be really innovative. How that worked? Everybody has tried to prove their value to their supervisors. They weren't thinking about killing people, but they put their brick to building that whole machinery.
Heil Hitler. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Captain Hermann Dietz of the Falkenhayn Gestapo. With me, Herr Muller, Herr Juncker, Herr Klump, and Herr Forsch. May we come in? Thank you so much. Heil Hitler.
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 All institutions were more or less involved in the killing. Imagine that, to secure the cash flows, because it worked like nowadays. Money was paid from one institution to the other, even despite the fact they were all together in the totalitarian regime. Imagine that, to secure all the cash flows and accounting stuff, in Nazi Germany, the institutions responsible, so it was government, SS, or anything else, they paid the train line company of the Third Reich for every person being transported to the concentration camp. Every person. Remember that they've been taken there in the cars for cattle, right? Even though every person transported that way has been accounted as a passenger, and they were that organization that paid for their tickets to train a company. I believe that the conclusion for that, it might be to ask what and why am I doing, because there are many times nowadays when we hear that there's some factory in Bangladesh or any other third world country that has fallen, people were killed, their rights were violated. I'm keen to ask whether the change of shopping pattern is really an accurate response for that.
And what do you think? Do you think that we are still driven by some kind of ideology that we are not aware of? And also, don't forget to leave your own point of view in the comment section down below. You can also leave a like, dislike about that content. And if you're interested in following my channel, subscribe to it, and yeah, see you the other time. Goodbye.